You're not really chasing money. Most of us do not truly want a lot of money just to watch the numbers in our bank account go up. What we really want is to feel safer, freer, more at peace, to have more choices, to take better care of our family, to rest when we need to leave a toxic job if we have to live a life we do not constantly want to escape from. But in modern life, many people fall into a familiar loop. Wake up, check the phone, reply to emails, go to work, sit in meetings, meet deadlines, receive the paycheck, pay the bills, watch the money disappear. Then keep working until the next paycheck comes. Day after day, the same cycle continues, and at some point, a question begins to appear: what am I working so hard for? The problem is not just how much money you make. Here's the strange thing. Many people are not poor. They have stable jobs, they receive regular paychecks, they have insurance, they have good job titles, they may have a home, a car, a family, and what looks like a normal life. From the outside, they seem fine. But inside, they feel exhausted. They have income, but not much freedom. They have a job, but not much time. They have a paycheck, but not much peace. They have stability, but still feel trapped. Why? Because the problem is not only how much money they make. The deeper problem is that they have never truly answered this question. What is this money for? Without answering that question, we can easily turn money into the final goal. We work to make money. Then we need more money to maintain our lifestyle. Then we work even more. Eventually, instead of using money to serve our life, we allow our life to be controlled by money. Maya is 35 years old. She lives outside Atlanta with her husband and their 6-year-old daughter. She works as a marketing manager for a healthcare company. Her job is not bad. Her salary is pretty good. She has health insurance, a 401k, a hybrid work schedule, and a job title that looks impressive on LinkedIn. From the outside, Maya seems successful. But every morning begins with stress. At 6:04 a.m., her alarm goes off. Before she even gets out of bed, Maya already sees 2 work emails, a message from her boss, a notification from her daughter's school, a credit card payment reminder, and an 8 a.m. meeting alert. She looks at her phone and thinks, here we go again. She makes coffee, prepares food for her daughter, opens her laptop on the kitchen table, and starts replying to emails before breakfast. By 8 o'clock, she's in her first meeting. By 10 o'clock, someone says the team needs to move faster. By noon, she is editing a report while eating lunch. By 2 p.m., leadership mentions budget tightening. That phrase stays in her head for the rest of the day. To the company, budget tightening is just a business decision. But to Maya, it means the mortgage, health insurance, school expenses, the car payment, daily living costs, and an emergency fund that still does not feel big enough. That night, after her daughter goes to sleep, Maya opens her banking app. Her paycheck came in that morning. For a few seconds, the number makes her feel relieved. But then the money starts leaving. Mortgage, student loan, car payment, groceries, insurance, credit card, utilities, childcare, monthly subscriptions. The money does not stay long enough to feel like freedom. It only passes through. Her husband asks, "Are we okay?" Maya says, "Yeah, we're okay." But inside she thinks, if we're okay, why do I still feel trapped? Money is not the goal. Maya's problem is not that she is lazy. She works very hard. Her problem is not that she is irresponsible. She pays the bills, saves when she can, and tries to make good decisions. Her real problem is that she was taught how to earn money, spend money, and save money, but she was never taught how to use money to build a better life. This is the key point. Money is not the goal. Money is a tool. A paycheck is not the destination. A paycheck should be a tool that helps us build a life with more safety, more freedom, more time, more peace, and more meaning. When we forget this, we can spend our entire lives making money without truly living. We can make more money every year, but have less time. We can have a higher income, but worse health. We can have a better job title, but a more distant family. We can have a bigger bank account, but a mind that is never at peace. At that point, we may not be poor financially, but we are poor in time, poor in energy, poor in health, poor in relationships, poor in peace. And that is a dangerous kind of poverty. The 3 levels of money. To understand money more clearly, we can think of it in 3 levels. The first level is survival. At this level, money is used to pay for basic needs: food, housing, transportation, healthcare, and emergencies. When someone is worried about rent, groceries, or medical bills, money is not shallow. Money is safety. Money is the foundation. Money helps them stay on their feet. The second level is freedom. Once basic needs are stable, money begins to create choices. The choice to leave a toxic job, the choice to rest when needed, the choice to live in a better place, the choice to spend more time with family, the choice to start over, the choice to say no. At this level, money is not for showing off. Money is breathing room. The third level is meaning. This is when money no longer serves only ourselves. It helps us care for our parents, give our children a better start, support causes we believe in, build something useful, create jobs for others, or leave a positive impact behind. At this level, money becomes a tool for impact. So the important question is not only, do I want more money? Of course, most people do. The better question is, which level of life do I want money to help me reach? If you want more money, create more value. Another important lesson is this: money usually follows value, not exhaustion, not the number of hours worked, not stress, not how much you feel you have sacrificed. The market does not pay you simply because you are tired. The market pays for problems solved. One person may work many hours solving a small problem. Another person may work the same number of hours solving a problem that saves a company millions of dollars. The feeling of effort may be similar, but the value created is different. And this does not mean hard work is useless. Hard work matters, but hard work becomes powerful only when it is directed toward the right problem. So instead of asking, how many tasks did I finish today? Ask, what became better because I was here? Did I save time? Did I reduce confusion? Did I help customers? Did I improve a process? Did I increase revenue? Did I reduce risk? Did I solve a problem that actually matters? Tasks are what you do. Value is what improves because you did the work. When Maya understands this, she begins to change the way she sees her job. She no longer tries only to prove that she is busy. She starts focusing on work that produces real results. She writes down the campaigns she improved, the processes she clarified, the customer problems she helped solve, the time she saved her team, and the younger employees she trained. For the first time, Maya is not just looking at a list of tasks. She is looking at proof of value. And proof of value creates leverage. Leverage to negotiate. Leverage to ask for a raise. Leverage to change roles. Leverage to leave if necessary. Leverage to have more choices. And choice is where freedom begins. Do not let lifestyle consume your freedom. 6 months later, Maya gets promoted. Her income increases, her responsibilities grow, her recognition becomes greater. At first, she feels happy, but soon the familiar temptations appear. A newer car, a bigger house, a more expensive vacation, a more luxurious lifestyle. This is the trap many people fall into. Every time income rises, spending rises with it. The salary is higher, but the pressure is also higher. The house is bigger, the car is nicer, and life looks better, but freedom does not increase. That is lifestyle inflation. Income goes up, but freedom does not. The cage becomes larger, but it is still a cage. This time, Maya does something different. She and her husband sit down together at the kitchen table. They do not ask, what can we buy now? They ask, what kind of freedom can this money create? That question changes the way they use money. They use part of the money to build an emergency fund. They pay down credit card debt. They save for a family trip with no work emails. Maya invests in a course to improve her skills. They protect one evening a week where nobody works after dinner. Not every dollar needs to become an object. Some dollars should become peace. Some dollars should become time. Some dollars should become health. Some dollars should become choices. Some dollars should become the ability to breathe. That is when Maya begins to truly understand money. Money is not something to chase blindly. Money is a tool that should be converted into life. Freedom begins with small moments. Maya does not become rich overnight. She does not immediately quit her job. She does not move to a beach and live a perfect life like an advertisement. Real life usually does not happen that way. But something changes. She starts closing her laptop during dinner. She starts saying no to meetings that do not need her. She focuses more on work that creates real value. She learns new skills. She saves money for options, not only for emergencies. She spends money more intentionally on health, family, learning, rest, and freedom. One night, while Maya is putting her daughter to bed, her daughter asks, "Mom, do you have to work again tonight?" Maya looks at the laptop in the hallway. Then she looks back at her daughter. For For the first time in a long time, she says, "No, not tonight." That is not complete financial freedom. That is not retirement. That is not $1 million. But it is a piece of her life that she has taken back. And maybe freedom begins in moments like that. Not by becoming rich immediately, but by learning how to use money without losing yourself. The final lesson. You are not really chasing money. You're chasing what money can give you: safety, freedom, time, peace, choices, meaning. Money itself is not good or bad. Money is a tool. If you take money from others without giving real value, that is wrong. But if you create real value and receive fair money in return, there's nothing shameful about making money. The problem is not making money. The problem is losing yourself for money. The problem is not spending money. The problem is spending without purpose. The problem is not saving money. The problem is saving your whole life, but never truly living. The goal is not to hate money. The goal is not to worship money. The goal is to understand money. If you want more money, ask, what value am I creating? Who am I helping? What problem am I solving? How important is that problem? Can I solve it better? Can I solve it for more people? And after you earn money, ask, what should this money become? Should it become safety? Should it become time? Should it become health? Should it become experience? Should it become knowledge? Should it become peace? Should it become a better future? Because money only becomes meaningful when it is converted into something more valuable than money itself. A healthier body, a calmer mind, a closer family, a useful skill, a life with more choices, a chance to leave something toxic, the ability to say no, a path to build something meaningful. A paycheck is not the goal. A job title is not the goal. Net worth is not the goal. The goal is the life those things help you build. So before you ask, how can I make more money? Ask, what value am I creating? And before you ask, how much money do I need? Ask, what kind of life do I want money to help me build? Because if the money you make does not protect your health, your time, your family, your peace, your freedom, and your future, then maybe you do not only need more money, maybe you need a clearer purpose for the money you already make. Money is not life. Money is a tool. The most important question is, what kind of life are you using that tool to build?